Hey guys, welcome to Mojo Grip. Mike here. So the time has finally come and I am actively looking to purchase my first airplane. And I need your help with that. So if you've seen a video I made a while back where I gave a list of some of the airplanes or low entry airplanes that you can get for the same price as you'd pay for a brand new Honda Accord. Well, I'm gonna prove that to you in this process. And here's a little backstory. For those of you who have followed this channel, say from the beginning or from the start, you know that I got my pilot's license a few years ago in the state of California. So in California, I trained in an airplane known as the Diamond DA40. That was the airplane that I'm familiar with. And I figured once I move, at least my first choice of airplane to fly would be that specific make and model. But since I've been here in the state of Georgia, the closest place I can rent that airplane is 70 miles away. It's literally 70 miles south of here, and it also costs a little bit more. So on average in California, I was paying between $135 an hour to $145 an hour. So let's just say it costs $145 an hour to rent that airplane in the state of California. Well, here in the state of Georgia, first, it's further out and it costs roughly $180 an hour to rent that airplane. So that's about 25 to 33% more in the cost, and plus the driving distance. So it's a no-go. And when I look at the airports that are closer to me, the airplanes that they offer or that are available for rent are old Cessnas and old Pipers. So the average airplane, depending on how old it is, rents between $120 to $170 an hour. And when I did the math myself, I was like, well, if I'm gonna be paying this much to rent these airplanes, I can just buy my own. And that's what's brought me to this point. So I am actively looking to buy an airplane, and it will be an old Cessna or Piper. And so I want to bring you guys along with this journey. Part of it is to educate all of us on what the process is like, because I've never done this before. And for those of you who may be looking to do this now or in the future, you get an idea of what it's like to find or research and find the right airplane for you, and also all the pre-buy and pre-inspection things that goes on. And these are the things that I'm going to have to go through, and hopefully we can all get educated about it. Okay, now the exciting part. So I've been researching now for about a month or two, and I've narrowed my search down to two particular make and models. And this is where you guys come in. So I've narrowed my search down to a Cessna 150 or a Piper Cherokee, either that be the 140, 160, or 180. Okay, and the Cessna 150 also could be a 150 too, and I want you guys to help me pick the right one. Now, to make your suggestions, please leave in the comments. I want you to talk me into it or talk me out of it. Tell me why I should get one specific model and why not. And also, I'm very much open to all other models of airplane as long as they're within my price range. So my budget for this purchase is between $15,000 to $25,000. I don't want to go over that. Okay, so whatever airplane you know of that fits the mission and that fits that budget, please, I'd like to know what you think. Now, moving forward, so my general mission for this is, one, most of the trips that I'm going to be taking are probably going to be between 50 miles to 300 miles. And as some of you may already know, my preference is I don't want to spend more than 2 to 3 hours in the cockpit. 3 hours is probably the max leg that I would fly. So I don't want to spend more than that. So I really want an airplane that can get me from point A to point B within that time period. Number two, the second thing I'm looking at is that I need at least 400 pounds of useful load. So for the most part, it's probably going to be just me flying, but there will be some times the wife wants to tag along. So I need room for one more additional passenger and maybe some room for some extra baggage. So at least 400 pounds. Number three, I would want at least 100 miles per hour in terms of the speed. Now, these airplanes are not known for their speed. They're not the fastest airplane. But I know the 150, for example, can cruise, say, 80 to 100 miles per hour, and the Cherokees can go anywhere from 100 to 130. So for me, my preference is to have at least 100 miles per hour in cruise speed. Number four, and the last thing I'll look at is the time left on the engine. So for those who are not familiar with this, whenever you're purchasing a used or old aircraft, you want to look at the time that is left on that engine before a major overhaul. So from what I know, the standard time before a major overhaul for most engines or piston engines is 2,000 hours. And for me, I would prefer to have at least 400 hours left on that engine. And that would give me at least a year, 2 years to fly the airplane around before any major work needs to be done. And for some people, their preference is they want much lower time on that engine. So high engine time honestly is not a deal breaker. Again, as long as it meets 400 left or close to that number. So having said all that, I want you guys to let me know which aircraft you think will serve my mission better. Again, it doesn't have to be the two that I've chosen. You can always suggest other make and model that I may not have even looked at. Okay, so that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this one. Again, my name is Mike, and I will catch you on the next video.